With Veterans Day on Monday, the Montana National Guard plans to honor those who've served with their third annual Purple Heart Hunt. Up to 5 Purple Heart recipients will have the chance to hunt mule deer on the training area at Fort Harrison. Exciting news for avid hunters who qualify for the opportunity, as Fort Harrison is a large facility with plenty of wildlife. The land is normally off limits to hunters, but if chosen, Purple Heart recipients will have the grounds to themselves for a day.
It's really the Montana National Guard's way of thanking those veterans that were Purple Heart recipients for all the things that they have given to their community, their state, and their nation. This is a small token of our appreciation for their sacrifice.
The opportunity is open to anyone in Montana who has received a Purple Heart, and you can find information on how to apply by visiting our website.
Montana State University's fall report card is in, and it looks like a lot different than UM's numbers. It appears MSU is staying ahead of a nationwide trend showing drops in university enrollment. Cody Boyer visited the Bozeman campus to find out why.
Now, according to yesterday's release of MSU's report card, it seems to be a good one, with one of the second highest increases in enrollment here in MSU history. Why? Officials say there's a multitude of reasons.
We're seeing a lot of positive indicators at Montana State University.
When we were in school, it's safe to say many of us, college students included, wished we had good report cards. According to MSU officials, this one is one of their best in a decade.
We're seeing high retention rates, we're seeing increases in our graduation rate, and if you look at our performance over the past 10 years, we're seeing marked jumps.
According to the report, enrollment has climbed almost exactly 4,000 students over the last 10 years, from 12,764 to 16,766. And this fall's enrollment is the second highest in campus history.
Those are signs of student success, that we're getting students to their degrees successfully so they can go out and start their careers.
Many students here who came from out of state say it's access to technology like this that attracted them here in the first place, especially in their engineering studies and as well as other subjects. But when you look at the numbers, that's where more facts are. Take the number of graduating students, for example. The percentage of students who graduated in 6 years climbed from about 48% to 56%. As for students who made the trip in 4 years, about 21% to about 30%.
We are spending more, I should say a higher proportion of our state fund dollars on education than many of our peer universities. Of course, MSU officials are hoping that the next 10 years here on campus are just as good as the last 10 in terms of enrollment and employment here. They can watch the forecast for all of those factors moving ahead into the next decade. In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Well, it looks like another weekend of fall-like weather ahead with hardly any travel impacts to begin with.
But that could change by the end of the weekend. Elizabeth Copeland tracks another air mass heading this way. That's cold. She'll have more on that still ahead here on KPAX. It looks like Saturday's looking like a great day for the game or to clean out the garage before winter sets in.
That's pretty
my
much
theory.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to go this weekend. As we're going to see that warming trend at least through the weekend, and then that's when it all changes for the cooler side of things, especially on Sunday. So good days to get out there and do some yard work. I definitely need to go rake the leaves in my yard, or get out there, clean the car like you said. But we're definitely tracking a lot more of that warmer weather, at least for the weekend. So cloudy skies stayed away today. A few clouds passed to the north and west, but through west central Montana and Missoula this evening, right before sunset. Beautiful colors out there. Not a cloud in the sky. Right now, though, 29 degrees, so temperatures are slowly climbing down into the low 20s for overnight lows. Very calm conditions. We're going to see that calm weather and cooler weather at least tonight, all before a big warm up once again tomorrow. So western Montana through the early morning hours will stay mostly clear. Overnight, we do have a few clouds moving in through the northwest corner, but those are going to jump over the divide, moving that precipitation across the eastern parts of the state. But we don't see that precipitation out of those clouds later on this evening, but those pass through, clear skies, plenty of sunshine in our forecast early tomorrow and through the afternoon hours as well. So high pressure still settling in across our state with a lot more of that sunshine. We'll also see warmer temperatures right back in the forecast. We're looking at those mid 40s for upper elevations closer to the divide, even some 50s across western parts of the northwest corner of the state. Heading to west central Montana, we're still holding on to those 50s in Missoula and Potomac, and then even some mid 50s forecasted down to the Bitterroot Valley. So still on warming trend continuing through the end of the week, and we're going to continue tracking that through Saturday. What we are watching now, at least while we have a settled weather pattern here, is going to be that weekend forecast Saturday into Sunday. So we are preparing for that, especially if you're traveling home from the game late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. We're going to have some chances of precipitation move in here as that next system moves through. We also have another chance to Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to be our second system we're watching. We'll look at that closer to the end of the weekend and beginning of next week. Let's concentrate on the Saturday and Sunday forecast for the weekend for now, at least. So that active weather pattern is moving in Saturday night to Sunday morning. What we do know is that cold front is going to move in, very similar to last one, from the north and east through the south and west, bringing a lot of that cooler air in our forecast. This cold front is quite a bit stronger than the last one. That's going to push right over the Rockies, even filling that Arctic air into western Montana. So we're looking at the 50s on Saturday to the 30s on Sunday. That's that big drop in temperatures we're expecting. We're also expecting quite a bit of those windy conditions, as usual with those cold fronts that move through. So windy conditions on Sunday on top of cooler weather, making for a very chilly day out there Sunday. What we're still tracking, though, is the amount of snow and rain forecasted for the weekend. So in lower elevations, this is kind of what we have our eye on here. A few different models showing right through Sunday into Monday morning. We do have small, very, very small snow accumulation amounts possible as we head into late weekend, early week. But as you can see, if you watch the 5:30 show, we were closer to 1 inch. That's now dropped to about ½ an inch. So these models are all over the place still with that accumulation amount in lower elevations. What we're really concerned about is those upper elevation passes. We're watching for about a couple of inches through places like Rogers Pass, Homestead, and even Marias Pass through Sunday night. So that's going to be the biggest impacts. We could still see some snow amounts in the lower elevations through Kalispell, Missoula, and Hamilton valleys. But until then, 50 degrees on Friday, plenty of sunshine on Saturday, 52 there. It's not until late Saturday night that cold front moves through, and that's where we're talking about those 50s moving to 30s on Sunday. And then Monday,